My name is Aisling Moran. I'm a final year best student majoring in business and sociology and identify as she and her.
Hi, my name's Carrie McGrath. My pronouns are her, she. I am a third year business and sociology student and I'm a note taker for the Disability Service.
I've been a note taker for over around a year and a half now. I've really enjoyed my time working with the Disability Service, and I'm just going to talk through some tips and tricks I've learned over the while.
As a note taker, I offer support by going to lectures and taking notes not only of just lecture material but also any verbally explained points, discussions or activities carried out in class.
In terms of support, I've gained great insight into the fantastic work the Disability Service do. The support I offer as a note taker is obviously I try and consult with the student I work with, see what their needs are, and see what's necessary in terms of their style of learning, and just be, if they were unsure on something, that they can come up and approach me and ask me, hey, like, I didn't really understand that, can you give me a little bit more advice or insight into what they meant by that? And also I gained great insight into the overall understanding of how certain people work in different environment situations, especially with third level education. So not everyone is on the same playing field, and certainly the Disability Service does emphasise and tries to make it as fair as everyone, or as possible it is for someone to get the best education that they can.
I think knowing the needs of a student with a disability is really, really important, just for yourself to understand how you can best help the person. But also consistency really does go a long way. Both consistency in format and style just makes everything a lot simpler and just means that there's less of a chance of misinterpretation of notes.
To be a good note taker, the advice I would give is that obviously be on time for all your lectures. Actually go to your lectures. The punctuality is the big thing there. Because although there may be times where you're like, oh, I'd rather go for coffee with my friend, you're missing out on the vital notes for another student that is relying on that in order to understand what's going on in the class. As well as that, you also have to kind of be on top of your own time management. So to be ensured that whatever going on, I worked as a note taker and then I also had my own part-time job too. So to be able to ensure that I set time every day to go back and just reread the notes, make sure that they're actually understandable and they're readable. You have to be practice, and it's a skill you get into it, is like active listening and being able to tell, okay, this is important and that's not important. Because I know for some of us, I know with some of my friends, they find note taking for in class is very difficult. So you just have to be aware, okay, the lecturer is talking about their child at the moment. That's not necessarily going to be really, really important. I might note it down just as a little anecdote, but overall, you kind of have to have a good ear to it. Make sure that you're not on your phone or shopping online or something like that. Just make sure that you're present, because sometimes you kind of notice that a lot of lecturers speak most of their knowledge through speaking, and it's not actually on the slides. So you just have to make sure that you're picking up on all that information.
The advice I'd give to incoming note takers would be to try and be as organised as possible. It becomes really easy to forget if you leave a lecture to upload those slides, and then the work can really get on top of you. So if you just get into the habit of maybe uploading them at a particular time or even after every lecture, it can just mean that routine is formed and it just makes everything a lot easier. Try not to be too hard on yourself. I know for me, I found I used to get very frustrated if I thought I didn't get 100% of the information in the lecture down in my notes, but in reality I may have actually done a better job than I thought, and most of the time they'll be really happy with any effort or commitment that you're happy to offer.
Consult with the student beforehand and see what is the learning styles that they like. You can try out a few different styles. I know I have my own kind of learning style. I like to do it all visual. Sometimes I like to do it in a circular way. And I tried that out with the student at first because they were open to it. But obviously, if they prefer bullet points or they prefer a different type of structure, you can just adjust that to them. So it makes the learning process a lot easier for both students, and they can kind of ensure that while they're reading it, that there is something that they can go back and study on really easily. I would suggest if you have a close group of friends or something and you're in the same class as them, taking notes, just tell them like, hey, I told a few of my close friends that I'm going to be note taking, because they will be understanding. I know some of them, you might want to have a little chit chat during class or have a bit of a laugh, but once they understand that you're actually going to be note taking, that's probably the best thing, because they'll quiet down a little bit, or they'll understand, okay, Ashleen's talking away, let's not show her this meme at the moment, or something. Typing away, let's not show her this meme. And as well as that, just get to know the student that you're working with. In my case, the student was in my own subjects. I knew her, so there can be times when maybe you don't know your student, and it's just nice to maybe catch up with a coffee beforehand or something and really kind of get to know each other and get to know what works and what doesn't work. Always allow for feedback to come back. And yeah, it's a good practice in terms of time management and punctuality. And as well as that, I think it's actually great for your own revising on stuff, because you're going to be constantly looking over those notes to see are they readable, whether a third party would be able to understand it if they hadn't no idea what was going on, and it's not just presuming that you had all this knowledge beforehand, which is quite important. And yeah, I think that's really it. It's a very exciting role. I think I was very, very fortunate that I got the job, and I think it's a fantastic position to be in as a student, to be able to offer such a service and support, and to be also paid for it as well. So I think it's something that you learn along the way, and if you do have any questions, just always reach out.